Musicality Mondays, Litty Mondays, Litty Mondays. With Jazicality Mondays, Litty Mondays, Litty Mondays. I know you were looking for something, maybe you'll find it right here, baby.
A Make Your Own Trophy Records production.
Hi everyone, welcome to Musicality Mondays. Today we have local artist and pianist Eli Awada. Hello, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Pretty good.
Yeah, it's great to be here. It's a beautiful space.
Happy to have you. Thank you.
Of course.
We just got this a while ago back in May, and you mentioned the yellow cheese is amazing.
Got a yellow kit too over there. I don't know if you can see that, but
I'll do it post-edit.
yeah, right.
I'll check this baby out.
Got mustard over there.
Cheese. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, cheese, my bad. Yeah, I guess it's cheese.
I hope I change your mind forever with yellow. So, when did your musical journey begin?
It's kind of hard to pinpoint, I guess. I guess like when I started taking it seriously, I started taking lessons at a place in St. Paul called Walker West. I'm not sure if you're familiar with it. Are you from St. Paul?
No, I'm actually from Illinois.
Okay. Well, Walker West is a very well-established music school in St. Paul. It's up in the Selby-Dale area of St. Paul. I grew up over there, and it was like 2 blocks from my house. So my grandma put me in lessons over there. I started taking lessons with a great organist and keyboardist. His name is William Duncan. He's still teaching at Walker West.
Wow.
And yeah, he's like a gospel guy, but he started me with like classical stuff, and I was relatively interested in that. I wasn't super keen on the classical stuff, but I enjoyed, listening to him play and stuff. And I always told myself, I want to sound like this guy someday. But then when he started showing me, more popular music, more modern stuff, and then ultimately jazz, that's when I was like, my ear was really, that really piqued my interest. So, I think it was around the time I was like 11 or 12 that I really started taking it seriously and like listening intentionally to music, like understanding people's names and remembering people's names, people that influenced me and that kind of stuff. So, I would say I've been taking it seriously for about 10 years at this point.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That was actually going to be one of my questions, like, where did you grow up? I kind of had, like, some intel through my research that you grew up in St. Paul, and I think that's really cool. So you recently said on your Instagram that you got the opportunity to play with Ella Grace Music at the Twin Cities Jazz Fest. Did it bring back any memories, and how has the music scene changed from then till now?
Like, you mean in terms of playing at the Twin Cities Jazz Fest, or?
Yeah, I mean, and like, I guess also outside of it too, have you noticed any changes, like, growing up here?
Yeah, just like, are you saying like in the music scene in general, have I noticed changes? Okay, cool. I don't know. I've only been gigging for about 2.5 years, so I don't know if I've been in the game long enough to notice any like large scale changes.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know. I've been learning a lot about it, so I guess my perspective of it has changed in a way, and just like what it means to be a professional musician, and like I've been thinking more about I don't know. I don't want to direct the
no,
question.
You're good. You're good.
But I don't know.
This is about you, Eli.
Yeah, totally. Well, personally, I've been learning a lot more about what I'm worth as an artist and as a musician, both just like with people lending me their ears and also monetarily. I hadn't really thought about money until I started gigging, and there's money exchanged with that kind of stuff. So and I do a lot of talent booking myself. I'm on the other end of things. I work at a venue. I have my own little DIY venue, so I saw like the other side of things in terms of like money that is brought in, and it's not always about what like venues want to pay an artist what they're worth, but they don't always have the money to pay them. And some venues are more greedy in terms of what like their door splits, like what they take, what they give to artists. But at the end of the day, it's about how many people come through the door and how much money there is to pay artists. So that's something I've been thinking about lately, is just the balance of being able to pay artists and, knowing what you're worth as an artist.
Exactly, yeah.
But yeah.
I think that's really good to know in general. And I don't know when I started thinking about money when I first started, but it's good that you're thinking about it. Yeah. Definitely. Just so that you have that experience as you go further along in the music community and the performing era that you're in.
Yeah.
So was piano your first instrument?
Yes, piano was, and it's been my only instrument. I've been thinking about picking up drums. I think that would be my next instrument. I've heard from a lot of people who play both keyboard and drums that it like enhances both if you like develop proficiency on both instruments. It's like in terms of like composition and that kind of stuff, you just get a better for piano, you get a better rhythmic understanding once you've started doing drums. And then it's good to have the harmonic and the melodic sense if you're a drummer. So learning piano is good for drummers too. But
that's really cool.
Yeah.
Because there have been times, and I do know a guy, if you want some drum lessons, I do know some people, but I have one recommendation that I would really put out there anyway. But no, I think that's really good because in working with my drummer and like other drummers, some of them have said like it is very important to like be in time with pianist keys players, and sometimes it like gets off in my experience. So I think that would be really good for you to pick up drums if you want to. Yeah,
totally. Yeah. And third instrument would be bass, I think.
I love bass.
A lot of people before they, like see me perform and I tell them I'm a musician, they guess that I'm a bassist. I guess I give off bass vibes. I think, I don't know why.
Do you think it's the hair?
Maybe. Yeah, something about the hair, I guess. I think a lot of bass players are pretty nonchalant too, or just like kind of laid back, chill. And I think I give off those vibes.
You're pretty chill, nonchalant. Yeah.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Or I don't know if that's a compliment, but
it totally is. Could you imagine? I'm like, he's chill, really. So I do want to say congratulations on graduating from the U of M.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
So did you minor in music, or did you kind of like have music down when you went to college?
So I did not minor in music, but I took music classes and was in jazz combo all throughout my time at the University of Minnesota.
Okay.
So music was always there. I was also gigging throughout college.
Okay.
So yes. I gained a lot of practical experience, but I didn't necessarily sit in a classroom and, learn theory and stuff. But I got a lot of that stuff beforehand at Walker West, and my teacher was very strict about fundamentals and theory and understanding what you're playing. So I think I had a lot of that knowledge, so I was just able to put it in practice with like jazz combo and that kind of stuff.
That's really cool. That's something that I wish I had more of. Like I was in choir, but it wasn't enough to really like grasp everything. So I think that's really cool that your grandma got you into that.
Yeah, me too. I love my grandma for that. My parents, a lot of younger kids, they take piano for maybe a year and they just leave it because it's hard to focus as a kid and like really take the time to dedicate yourself to an instrument, because instruments are tough and it takes a very long time before you sound even relatively good at your instrument. So, but yeah, and my parents didn't want to waste the time and the money to put me in lessons, but my grandma was super adamant about it. Just as it being like a means of self-expression. And I think that was really important for me in terms of my growth and my relationship to my community, like with Walker West. And I'm still very close with Mr. Duncan. I actually right now I'm doing a summer camp. I'm like his assistant at a summer camp. And so I'm like seeing the other end. I'm seeing him as a teacher and being his assistant, being a teacher with him. And now he's teaching me how to be a teacher, which is great. Yeah.
I think that's incredible. My mom's a teacher, so I've always had like that idea of like the two worlds. So I've never actually been able to like separate them. So I think it's really cool that he's like taking you under his wing as a teacher. Yeah.
Totally.
I have a question that I accidentally skipped because I knew this information, but they didn't know this information. Your major. Let the audience know if you'd like to.
I'm a journalism major. I was a journalism major. That's what I graduated with. And I also graduated with a Spanish minor. I don't know if I mentioned that.
Really cool.
But yeah, I really enjoy writing. I started out as an English major, and then I moved into journalism just because I thought it was a little bit more practical, and there's more of a clear path for journalism. Like you become a journalism major and then you go work at a publication, whereas like English is like you could do 1,000 things with that. But yeah, I learned to love journalism in college. I didn't really have a passion for it until I started doing it.
Yeah.
But I think that's a lesson that I learned is like sometimes you got to try things before you enjoy them. So even if you have like a small bit of interest in something, like doing it in like boots on the ground, having like just being in it, you could develop a passion for it, and I definitely did. I don't know if I necessarily will pursue like your average journalism track, like I said, work at a publication, but I'm currently writing for a DIY magazine through Flavor World.
Yes.
I don't know if you were gonna ask about that, but
totally was.
Yeah, maybe we can save it. But,
no, I mean,
yeah.
Let me see how I can. Wait, hold on. This is hilarious because I don't know. Wait, no. Oh, I know what it was. Do you know you scare people because you find out information and it lets them know you care about them. So thank you for doing that for me. So that's one of the places that we met first at Radio K. He was the host of Off the Record. You scared me because I was just like, wait. First of all, how did you know about Crushed in a Place? I thought that was like, whoa. So thank you.
Yeah, of course. I mean, for that job, I really took it seriously to do my research. After releasing till now, you've been posting a lot of motivational quotes on your Instagram, which I love.
Oh my goodness, you're like Nardwar. You're like Nardwar. That's who you're like.
Beforehand, because I feel like artists, they deserve that. To rather than me asking like fact questions, like already knowing the facts and then getting more anecdotal responses about those things. And I was also I wanted to be a Nardwar type in a way.
Let's go, because that's what I called you. I'm like, what are you, Nardwar?
Yeah,
great.
Right.
Incredible.
And I loved hearing that. That made me happy. But it also kind of weirded some people out, so I kind of dialed it back. You were one of like the first few people that I interviewed, and at that point I was still going pretty hard with the research, and but I kind of dialed it back because people were like, "Oh, that's kind of weird that you know that."
Oh my goodness!
Didn't want to freak people out.
Oh yeah. Oh man.
We were already kind of friends at that point, though, so I don't know. Yeah.
We're friends, guys. He said it. It wasn't me.
We're
but I'm saying it too.
Yeah.
Yay. Okay, so you mentioned Flavor World, so I am going to ask this question next. And then I'll get more into Flavor World because it kind of like goes around it. But having been involved in organizations like Flavor World and local festivals like Soul of the South Side, do you ever find yourself wanting to start a project of your own?
Yeah, that's a great question.
Thank you.
Right now, I am trying to figure out a way to take things off of my plate. So I'm not really in a space to be creating an organization of my own because I just do not have the time at all.
Yeah.
I guess like a small, it's not an organization, but a project that I've worked on that I kind of started was Room 3.
Yes.
My band that I play in fusion jazz. I started it with my buddy Beck Madsen.
I know the other one. Can I say it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Parth Sarathi.
Yes.
We're on a game show right now.
We are in a game show. Well done. That was great.
Thank you. I wanted to be like you. I'm not even going to lie. I was just like, now what would Eli want to ask me? And so it was really fun.
You had to do some digging for that. He hasn't played with us for about 1.5 years, so maybe even 2 years at this point.
I think I had seen like a post like in the beginning because I've known you for maybe that long.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh, that's interesting. And like, I started like looking at it, and then a couple months passed by, and then Rottweiler joined. And so I was just like, how's it going to change? And I have a question later. Yeah, continue.
For sure. Well, yeah, Parth is a fantastic drummer. He's a totally different drummer than Colin Rottweiler. But, they both kind of served their purpose in the group. We were more of like a straight ahead jazz group to begin with, although we did have like different influences. Yeah. We've never been like a straight ahead jazz, like swinging jazz kind of group. We've always been jazz and something else.
Okay. Cool.
But yeah, so Parth ended up moving to New York, sadly.
Okay.
And so there was like a 2-month period where Beck and I were like, maybe we should just drop this project. Like we hadn't been playing very long at that point, and we were like, it was a fun few months, but maybe we should just like move on to something else. We can make a new group or something. But then we met Colin through a gig with Jada Lynn. I don't know if you know. Yeah, yes. you know Jada.
That's where I met you guys in the practice space.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, true, right. Yeah, so Jada just brought together like this incredible group. It was and it was for just a show at Cadence Coffee. That was like the first show I ever played out of like school or recitals or whatever. And it was me, Colin, Rottweiler, Beck, and then Cyrus on trumpet as well. And that's where like the new Room 3 was kind of born. So shout out to Jada for bringing us all together.
Shout out to Jada.
Yeah.
And you guys said, or you said you played a show at Cadence Records and Coffee?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Then that was like my first show for money, I guess.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah.
They're actually my first show. Like I've known them for
really?
a while. So shout out to 900 Payne Avenue, Cadence Records and Coffee. I love you guys over there.
Yeah,
Matt,
definitely.
Jeremy, thanks guys. Anyway.
Much love. I don't know them that well on a first name basis, but shout out Matt, Jeremy.
It was like 7 years ago. Don't worry. Don't even ask me my age. You know my age or my Instagram frame, but like it's fine. I'm 26. Happy birthday to me anyway. Bye.
Wait, when's your birthday?
July 8th.
Wait.
Yours is July 3rd.
Yes. What day is it today? Oh, wow. Yours was 2 days ago.
Yes.
Happy belated.
Thank you.
Happy belated to us. Sorry, it's our birthday week.
Tell us happy birthday in the comments, everyone. Thank you. I think. Oh yes. Can you tell us more about? Oh wait, and I have the Flavor World shirt on, everybody. I'm repping today because Eli's in the building. So yeah, of course. So how did you get into Flavor World?
So that is, it's gonna be another roundabout answer. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I love those. It's very interesting.
Yeah, totally. So I live at a place where there is live music. We host live music there. It's called the Chop Shop.
That's right.
Yeah. I just kind of said it in a weird way. So I
was just like, oh, where do you live? Like,
right.
Is it an apartment?
Yeah. A lot of people don't know that I live at the Chop Shop. It's I run the Chop Shop, DIY music venue. But I also live there along with 5 other people. So I moved into there September 2022 along with some friends I had in college. We toured the space, and immediately when I went in the basement, I was like, we need to do something related to music down here because this is just like huge. And it was like half garage, half basement. And I was like, wow, the potential of this space is crazy. And Beck was also very excited about it once I showed him. So he and I kind of went in on it together. And then he enlisted the help of Drew Kincaid of Flavor World. He's the founder of Flavor World.
Shout out to Drew.
Shout out to Drew.
And Beck.
And actually Nolan Leahy, who plays with Lighter Co., the group Lighter Co., he's the guitarist with them. He was also in on it as well because, he has a good knowledge of the scene and house shows in general. They're like the kings of house shows, the formerly Zippo Man, now Lighter Co.
Is he the one with the long hair with the cowboy hat, or is he something
Yes,
else?
he's the cowboy hat.
Okay,
guy.
cool.
Yes,
he's the cowboy hat.
But yeah, so that crew kind of assembled, and that's how I met Drew. And at first, it was just a partnership between Chop Shop and Flavor World. He was helping us promote, and he would put up like a pop-up shop there. We were just really vibing. Drew and I have similar temperament. I think we're just similar people. His birthday's also the day before mine. So
wait, the second I
July
saw that.
2nd, yeah. Happy birthday to Drew as well.
Shut up.
But yeah, so we just started like hanging out more, and I started coming to Flavor World meetings just to see what it was all about. I was just interested in ways I could immerse myself further in the art scene, not just the music scene, but like Flavor World does everything. So I was like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
I want to learn more about like galleries and stuff outside of music in the Twin Cities, and that was just a perfect outlet to do so. And then just through passion and interest in it, I just kept coming, and now all of a sudden I'm pretty immersed in it. I would call myself a consistent team member of Flavor World. Yeah.
I do have a similar question to like the one that the statement that you just said. Mm-hmm. If you could give yourself one word that describes you career-wise, is there one, or is it always multiple words? Yeah.
Well, I feel like I wear a lot of different hats in the creative world, so I feel like I would have a different word for each of kind of like the mediums that I work in. But maybe just for like musically, one word to describe myself. Are you asking like my approach to it, or just like how people perceive me?
How do you perceive yourself?
How do I perceive myself?
That's right.
I like the way you said that. I like the way you said it.
Yeah.
I perceive myself.
Ooh.
That's an interesting question, because I mean, the life of an artist and how you perceive yourself, I feel like it's always kind of a battle. Not always a battle, but especially in the world that I exist in musically, I play jazz music, and I feel like the philosophy of jazz is always improve, always try to get better at your instrument and master your instrument. Like that word master is always there.
Yeah.
I feel like I have a lot of room to grow always. So that's not a word, but I'm in a constant state of improvement, I guess, or in a constant state of evolution, I guess.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
That's really special, you know. But also, do you remember to give yourself your flowers?
Yeah. So that, I mean, that's a constant battle. I feel like I could do better at that.
Me too, honestly.
Yeah. We all could, I think. We all got to give ourselves some grace, because I mean, it takes a lot just to get up on that stage.
It does.
And especially if you're writing original music and you have lyrics for it, and they're like from your heart and soul. I mean, and you're standing in front of a bunch of strangers and you're just pouring that out. It's like, that takes a lot of guts. So I mean, just the act of doing it deserves, a round of applause, I think.
I have like 3,000 different questions, but I'll just do like a couple, and then I'll get back to it.
Cool.
Did you ever have stage fright? I'll start with that, because like I'm really like interested to know if you've ever had that.
Yes, and I still do to this day. It's
That's incredible to me, because like what?
I mean, I was also in theater in high school.
I was gonna ask
and
that.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. I've put myself in some situations where I definitely look like a fool, and I know it, but I just still do it anyways. And it gets easier every time, but at the same time, it's always there. Like there's nothing I can do personally to get away from that. Like, and it's for me, it's right away. It's just like that first song or that first line or that first breath I take is like, there's a lot of people out there. I don't know who they are, all of them, and it's like you're just afraid to be perceived in a negative way. But I feel like each time it gets easier, and I get more confident in my abilities. And I mean, I do a lot of practice and preparation for shows and stuff, and I think that has helped as well, just being prepared.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's so many questions. I'm like, don't. Okay, but we also have a time crunch. Let me see the most important questions. I do want to ask this one, because this happens to me, and I recently had to like learn how to just not think about it. When you're like playing and you're like having the time of your life and you're hitting those notes just right, and you know that you practiced this and you're getting those notes, do you ever look out into the crowd and they're just like dead faced and you're like do I suck? Like, what is this?
Yes. And I think it depends on the room. I really enjoy when people like give me verbal affirmations in the crowd. Like back to Walker West, like when I was growing up there, the people who like come to the recitals and just the community there is very verbal and like encouraging. Yeah. So I grew up kind of expecting that from crowds, I guess, and that's what like got me in the zone. Is hearing someone like yell out, "Go ahead," or like do your thing. Like that really helps me, and I feed off of that. So when it is absent at a show, I definitely get in my head about it, honestly. Like, and even if I know that it's just like a quiet crowd and like they give me a huge round of applause after the song is over. Yeah. I still am like, do they like it? Do they like it? And that can like kind of like mess with my solo or I don't know. But I've also learned to just have fun, and like a lot of people who watch Room 3, they say that like we just look like we're having a ball up there. Like we're all like, like interacting both with what we're playing and just our facial expressions and stuff. Yeah. So I feel like that's kind of what counts, is like if I'm having fun and the people around me are having fun that I'm playing with, I don't really care what the crowd is looking like, because I'm having fun. So
that answers another question I had of just like do you think that there's like a perfect spot to be in the lineup, or is it just kind of just like wherever we are, we're gonna play our hearts out anyway?
Personally, I don't care. I know that other people in my group do care.
Don't help them like that.
No, I don't know.
He's just kidding, y'all.
There's a certain point where it's like you don't want ego to get in the way, but like if you do carry a name in the scene and like you've worked for that, like maybe you do deserve to be the headliner or not the opener for a bill. But personally, I just like playing and sharing a bill with people that I enjoy listening to as well. So I don't really care where I go. throughout the night. I honestly like back to the stage fright thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm like nervous for a show and I like getting it out of the way, although it's still fun.
Oh, 100%.
I like doing the show and then I can enjoy the other bands more.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, that is out of my head now and I can just sit there and enjoy it.
Yeah.
But.
Okay. Hi. Sorry. And I'm going to keep all this in here because this is just my personality, but I want to make sure that we get everything that's coming up for you.
Totally.
So, do you have them all memorized or do you want me to like...
I think about them constantly, so probably.
Do it.
Oh,
So Eli's going to let you guys know what he has coming up, and it's absolutely amazing. He's doing so much in the community, so make sure you go follow him at Eli.Awada on Instagram. I'll make sure to link everything down below, but it is your turn to tell them what's going on.
Thank you, Jasmine.
Yeah.
First of all, I appreciate the platform. This has been very fun. I'm sorry that I have a time crunch. I would love
It's
to come
okay.
back
It's
for
just
a
that,
longer
like,
conversation maybe in the
You're
future.
just so
but-
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate
You're welcome.
it. Yeah, so I have a lot of things coming up for in the music world. For Room 3, we have recorded an album. We have 9 of 11 songs tracked and pretty much mixed. So that debut Room 3 album will be coming out hopefully in late fall. We'll have a release show and do the whole thing. Have singles leading up to it, kind of like a waterfall release kind of thing. So there's that to look out for. With Flavor World, we're putting out Flavor Mag quarterly. We have the first volume out already. That was put out in May. The second volume is coming out in August. I don't know when this video is going to come out, but August 10th. If it's before then, when you're watching this, come to Flavor Fest 2 on August 10th. That's when the magazine will be being released. I wrote a couple pretty long pieces in there that I'm really proud of. Did a profile with comedian Emma Dallenberg. Shout out to Emma. Did a little piece on the Milwaukee and Minneapolis rap scenes. Got to go out to Milwaukee and interview people out there. It was awesome. Please read that because I put a lot of my heart and soul into it.
Journalism.
Shout out journalism. I'm using my degree. Yay.
Yes, yeah.
Let's see. Maybe I didn't memorize everything.
Wait.
Those are.
Ice House.
Oh yeah, right. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Appreciate
100%.
you, Jasmine. I have an artist residency at the Ice House in September, Mondays in September. Really excited for that. I just shout out to JT Bates for giving me the opportunity to have an artist residency at my young age. I've only been gigging for 2.5 years, but he's already given me this big opportunity. So
You're amazing. Yes.
yeah. And so, yeah, I'm going to be highlighting a few of the groups that I play in. Jada will be playing there, Room 3, Rottweiler.
Nice.
And then a lot of the people that I look up to in the jazz world will be, it's like 2 bands a night and at 5 dates in September. And that will be being released in August. So be on the lookout for that as well. I got everybody booked for it already. So just working on it.
That too. I'm like, do you already have a lineup? You
Yeah.
know what you're doing.
I got Mike coming out, MMYYKK. I got Raw Spirit, Kevin Washington and Raw Spirit. Gifted Hands, Illism.
Oh my goodness. No, I'm
Whole bunch
coming
of
to
people.
every single Monday.
Yeah, please do. It's
like,
gonna be great.
Oh my gosh. I need
And
to
I'll
move
probably
to
be
Minneapolis.
sitting in with people too. So yes.
Thank you so much for being on the show, guys. Go check him out. He's amazing at Eli.Awada on Instagram and everywhere. And Facebook. That's what it said
Yeah.
on the form.
I don't really use Facebook, but it, like whenever I post on
Same.
Instagram, it goes over to Facebook too. So
So it'll be over there.
it'll
So
be over there.
yeah, you guys have an incredible day. And thank you so much for tuning in. We will see you in the next one. Peace.
Thanks so much.
Musicality Mondays, Liddy Mondays, Liddy Mondays, with Jazicality Mondays.